Hi everyone, this is my lesson plan project. The title is Vocabulary Text Comprehension. The instructional category I was assigned is Vocabulary Skills. The strategy is Dramatization Vocabulary. The words I'll be using is from the book The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton and Stewart. I provided an image there. I have the book myself here. So you can see the book there. There's also a link that you can use for the book when you're going to get the lesson. It provides pictures of the characters and details of the characters that you can use throughout the story. The rationale is that after having read previous stories with the whole group that promote vocabulary, such as the Gingerbread Girl, Mice Make Trouble, Fancy Nancy stories, they will learn how to define words using context clues. To remember vocabulary, the words will be dramatized and reviewed throughout the day through conversation, instruction, and practice. The activity: during reading, students will define the key vocabulary words using context clues along with the teacher. Students will connect the new words to their experiences. New vocabulary words will be used during conversation, formal instruction, and to write comprehensive journals. It should be about an hour. The list of materials and equipment that will be needed are the book, The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton and Stewart, a pre-made list by the teacher of other words that are not the key words that you're going to use during your lesson, but will be used during the week. The definitions, worksheets, there are two, the KWL and define and match. They'll need pencils. The teacher will need the smartboard, vocabulary word cards or flashcards, and the students will need their journals. The vocabulary that I will be using for this lesson are 6. There's deviate, amuse, peculiar, plaster, solitude, and wry. The procedures. Students will bring their chapter book, their journals, pencils, and come join the teacher to the carpet. The teacher will use a smartboard to present new vocabularies that will be listed, and the students will write them in their journals. Then after everyone has written the words, the teacher will present pictures as the ones that are on this slide. There's the baby, bread with like jam being spread, the dog driving, and the hamster doing karate. I would use the baby and the hamster for the word amuse, and the kids will not know the word will not be with the pictures, but just the pictures of the baby and the hamster. And you will ask the students, what do you see? Is it funny? Is it odd? What do you think about it? How does it make you feel? Is there one word you can use to describe this picture? And after they write what they think about the picture, or if they choose a word to describe the picture, they will look at the list and decide which word can match this, even if they don't know what it means yet. And maybe they'll even relate to like amusement park, they'll match it to what they think it means. After all the slides are presented, you can discuss the vocabulary words with the students, tell them what each word means, and then they can match the actual word that matches with the picture. They can fix that in their journals. You ask them, can you relate to any of these words? Have you experienced any of these words? And you can tell them a funny story and tell them that's amusing, a peculiar story, something odd that happened to you, and if they want to share something that happened to them. I would then pass out the KWL chart. I changed the K to keen eyes, as in like watch out for new words or vocabulary words that you don't understand. And they will write down those words that they don't understand. They can include the ones that we just discussed, and plus the ones that we will be seeing as we read. Now you would be reading the chapter 1. It's titled Pencils, Erasers, and Disqualifications. While you're reading, like I said, they can write in the K charts for words that they don't recognize. After you have read the chapter, you can separate the kids into 6 groups, so they'll put their journals, their papers on their desk to be used later. You'll separate them into 6 groups because there are 6 words. Each group will be assigned a word, and it's going to be like charades, dramatization. So they're going to think of a way of how to act out the word so that the other groups can guess what the word is. Okay, and after they have all successfully played the game, they have guessed each word, they'll be going to their seats for independent work. Now they're going to have a worksheet called Define and Match. This is independent work. And okay, on this paper, they will write. So how you see is color coordinated definition, synonyms and antonyms. You will have discussed definition of the words and similar words and words that do not mean, like, are the opposite of what they mean. And here they're gonna match what the word means to the word and similar words or meanings to the word and words that are the opposite of that word, so to see if they can understand the vocabulary. You can also use this for the assessment. So yeah, they're going to hand in the papers. They can also write in their journals reflections, like how do they relate to the words, so what they talked about before you read the chapter, they can write it in their journals at the end. Another way you can assess them is as a ticket to leave for recess and for dismissal. They can choose 2 words. One is for recess, one is for dismissal. And they will choose either to act out the word so that you know that they know what it looks like, or they can choose to define the word if they know what it means. Related materials and resources are dictionaries, which should be in every classroom, and other series books for them to read during their independent reading time, such as a series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, the other books of The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Stewart. It is a series. You can also set aside books that are amusing, just to use that word, amuse and peculiar, books that you think are funny, and books that you think have odd scenes or odd characters in them. A website they can use is spellingcity.com. I checked it out. You can write, when you go in, it asks you what words do you want to use for your game, and you will type the words in, like 4 words, and it will create a game with the words that you provided. A class game are charade, Scrabble, and Boggle, and also a whole group is around the world, so the first student to pronounce the word correctly can move on, or the first student to tell you the word so you can show them the definition. I have a card, but I didn't really use it. So if they can read the word correctly, or if you show them the definition and they can tell you what the word is that defines that. Adaptations. In all cases, the teacher will or should supervise and assist when necessary. Students will work in groups for most activities where they can best be set with other students who will work better with them. You would know which students are okay with working with them. Where independent work is required, the students who can work alone will work independently, and the ones who will need help, for example, the ESL or other who need accommodations, you can work in a small group to assist them with their work and comprehension. And to conclude, the extensions for a family activity, I can only think of one, was the kids can use the words when they're talking to their family. So when they're eating, they can describe the food, how it smells, or people's facial expressions using the words like wide-eyed face or this looks peculiar, And when they're talking with their family and their family can guess what it means, or they can just do the opposite, like say, oh, can you use this word, and the child guesses what it means. And they can also use online activities, spellingcity.com, outside of school. That's all. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to let me know. I hope you find this useful for your future lessons.